The first light of spring slipped softly through the tall trees, painting the forest in warm golden colors. Dewdrops sparkled on fresh green leaves, and a gentle breeze carried the sweet smell of blooming flowers. In a small clearing near a quiet pond, a tiny cottage sat under a giant cherry blossom tree. Inside the cottage lived Avi, a curious girl who loved the woods more than anything else in the world. That morning, she woke up earlier than usual. She could hear birds singing outside. Not just one or two, but a whole orchestra. Avi opened her window and smiled. "Spring is finally here," she whispered. She quickly put on her light green dress and stepped outside barefoot. The grass was cool and soft beneath her feet. As she walked into the woods, something magical happened. The forest seemed to wake up with her. Butterflies floated gently through the air. Tiny petals drifted down like soft pink snow. A family of rabbits hopped past her path. Then suddenly, she heard a tiny plop. Avi looked toward the pond. A little frog had jumped into the water, creating ripples that sparkled in the morning sunlight. "Good morning," Avi said happily. The frog blinked as if greeting her back. She sat near the pond and watched the forest come alive. A squirrel carefully climbed down a tree, holding a small acorn. Birds fluttered from branch to branch. Even the wind seemed to hum a quiet melody through the leaves. After a while, Avi noticed something unusual. A small sprout was pushing through the soil right beside the pond. It was tiny, but brave. Avi gently knelt beside it. "You must have been waiting all winter," she said softly. The sprout trembled slightly in the breeze, as if nodding. Avi decided to help it grow. She filled her small wooden cup with water from the pond and carefully watered the little plant. "Now you'll grow strong," she said with a smile. Just then, a warm gust of wind passed through the forest. Cherry blossom petals swirled around Avi like a magical dance. For a moment, everything felt peaceful and alive. The forest wasn't just a place, it felt like a friend. Suddenly, a soft rustling sound came from behind her. Avi turned around. A small fawn peeked out from behind the bushes. They looked at each other quietly. Neither moved. Then the fawn took a careful step forward. Avi stayed very still, her eyes wide with wonder. The little deer sniffed the air and then gently drank from the pond. The forest seemed to hold its breath. Birds stopped chirping for a moment, and even the wind slowed down. It was one of those rare moments when everything felt perfectly balanced. After a few seconds, the fawn looked at Avi again, and then it gave a tiny nod before running back into the woods. Avi giggled softly. "I think spring likes surprises," she said. The sun was now higher in the sky, warming the forest floor. The golden light danced across the water. Avi stood up and looked around. The forest was full of life and full of quiet magic. Before heading home, she looked once more at the tiny sprout. It seemed a little stronger already. "See you tomorrow," she whispered. As Avi walked back to her cottage, the forest continued its gentle morning song, and somewhere deep in the woods, spring kept growing, slowly, quietly, and beautifully. Because sometimes the most magical moments are the peaceful ones, and on that soft spring morning, the woods were full of them.